Alright, hi, my name is Brandon. I'm going to expand upon Anastasia's points in due time. First of all, I'd like to make some points against what Sammy said. First, he stated that, he was stating that children are not going to be able to go to school or attend higher education because the financial status they sit in. However, in the 80s, President, I believe Nixon, granted amnesty to all illegal immigrants within the United States. Millions of people became American citizens just like they had registered. And with a report this is from Stephen Carota, Birth Rate Among Immigrants in America, and it also has an educational study. From that time in 1980 to 1990, immigrants who actually attended high school dropped 2%, and then the amount of people that dropped into college, or people who went to college, dropped 4%, a total loss of 6%. Also, he said that taxes, never mind. Okay, he did say, however, that I agree with the deficit that we filled within the allotted time you proposed. However, I think you should take that a few steps further. You say that the elderly aren't going to be able to be taken care of because they're not going to be able to, Mexican immigrants aren't going to be able to put into Social Security. However, if you think about it, 920,000 children were born in the United States to illegal parents last year. The parents, according to the same study, roughly averaged 21 years of age when they had the child. Using the same numbers you allocated, it is safe to deduce that once a child reaches 21 and can then file to sponsor families, sponsoring virtually tripling if you go a grandparent and your two parents, that will raise that to 2.7 million newly acquired Americans per year. If you figure that these some 2.7 million people are now going to start paying taxes into the Social Security system, by the time they do that, it'll be the age of 42. That will give them, I believe, 25 years to file into Social Security. Now, once they reach the age of 67, which is your retirement age, they're going to start drawing off Social Security. We've all, I'm not saying we all, but myself have been getting Social Security since I was age 18, as most Americans, some few billion of them. So why do these 2.7 million people per year, growing up to that next 20 years, get a draw off our Social Security? It's virtually going to wipe it dry because they haven't been putting in for all that time. The Social Security portion, however, isn't the only fiscal problem surfacing with the exploitation of Article 1 loophole. Many of the benefits that are generally allotted to American citizens are also being abused. Immigrant families with American-born children generally take more benefits than American benefits them. I'm going to expand now upon Anastasia's points. In a study published in 1994, 14 years ago, it was published that in the state of California alone, 74,987 children were delivered using the Medi-Cal program, costing roughly $212.2 million, roughly $2,842 per birth. If you use the Center for Immigration Studies number, you can extrapolate that to 12% per year. And 12% per year, multiplying that by 12%. To further expand another point proposed by Anastasia, American-born children to illegal parents in public school systems are creating quite a problem. With roughly 2.7 million immigrants coming to America annually, cultural hotspots are starting to form all over the country. Locally, you may know them as Korea, Chinatown, and Los Angeles, Little Saigon and Fountain Valley, New Amsterdam and Chino, Ontario, up until the late 80s before Dutch moved out, and a vast number of Mexican communities spread throughout Southern California. These cultural hotspots have made it possible for immigrant children to attend American federally funded public school and not even learn English, meaning that some kids will go there and nearly half of them will not speak English. According to FAIR, an extra $2.3 billion in extra bilingual services, i.e. training services, extra bilingual aides, multi-language speaking office attendants, and bilingual teachers are now being allocated. In a personal interview with Russell Stringham, director of Lewis Center, NASA JPL-funded school focusing on engineering and technology allocation in Apple Valley, California, it was said that the sister school to Lewis Center in Riverside, California, contains a lot more diversity than ours in Apple Valley. Although this generally would be viewed as a good thing, the diversity here is actually a detriment to the school. The cost of hiring multilingual teachers and staff is costing the school so much extra money that if the economy doesn't turn around, we're going to have to shut their doors. Meaning that all the extra time that you spend to teach other children English, not necessarily English, but teaching their foreign language, is taking time away from the kids who actually belong there and that actually their parents have paid into the system. In a quote by Peter Brimelow, former professor of sociology at San Diego State University, it is stated that by not closing this loophole, the federal government is in effect rewarding lawbreakers and punishing those who have chosen to follow the rules and immigrate legally, allowing illegal aliens to give birth to American citizens. In effect, make citizenship a license for welfare. This is essentially the essence of our argument. Why should families be rewarded for having children born in the United States when they themselves don't help out in the United States at all? In a study published by the state of Nevada, it was stated, one way illegal immigrants have access to welfare funds through assistance paid in their, let's try that again. In a study published by the state of Nevada, it was stated, one way illegal immigrants have access to welfare funds through assistance paid to their U.S.-born children who are automatically U.S. citizens and thus qualified for welfare. By using this method, in Nevada alone, 108,018 cases of temporary aid for needy families in the state in the fiscal year. 9.96% of those were children, minor children of illegal immigrants, costing the state roughly $2.12 billion, and up until the kids were 18, 68% of these families stayed upon welfare. Okay.